Spurs and Forest have sacked their managers and replaced them already. Should we be? I can't speak. Should West Ham be worried about a new manager bounce for these clubs? And Nuno has come out in his press conference and seemingly confirmed that Pablo could be out for a while. How will this affect us? We're also going to look ahead to the Burton game as well tomorrow. FA Cup action, but it's Friday night pint. And full house today. Full house. How's it going there?
What?
Hello, everyone.
Bonjour. Bonjour.
I'm frozen.
No.
You sure?
Yes, I'm sure. Look fine to me. So, hold up. Are you all right?
He's frozen. I'm telling you, he's frozen.
Well, you're not frozen to us.
Ryan.
No, he's not. He's just not moving.
Oh, here he is. There we go.
You're the one that's fucking frozen.
I just wanted to make sure he was in the room.
Yeah, he's here. So yeah, like as I said, after the weekend's results, Spurs got Thomas Frank got sacked from his job, and he's been replaced with Igor Tudor, which will go into his resume in a bit. And also, Sean Dyche was sacked after drawing to Wolves and has been replaced by ex-Wolves manager Vitor Pereira. And it's all a bit of a merry-go-round. And I've seen some fans online worrying about a new manager bounce. I'll just say this. I refuse to believe in the new manager bounce because I've never seen it at West Ham. It's a myth to me. So I'm not going to worry about it because I've never witnessed it. If someone can enlighten me and remind me of a new manager bounce that we've had, I'm all ears, but I don't know of one.
Trevor Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That,
Good shout, right? Good shout.
Yeah. Maybe, you could say Trevor Brooklyn.
Yeah, but that was like 20 years ago. So no longer than that. What, 23 years ago?
24 years ago, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this Igor Tudor, whatever his name is, Tudor, he's the most West Ham manager I've ever seen in my life. He's someone that I'm surprised we ain't fucking gone for. I mean, thinking as a Spurs fan, they must be fuming with this because, look, Thomas Frank, I know he weren't doing well. He's doing well in Champions League, but if you're going to replace him with someone that's got experience in the Premier League. This geezer's never even played in the Premier League. He's had 11 jobs in 12 years. That tells you everything you need to know about this manager. Yeah, I mean, I know the clubs that he has gone into. I think Udinese, one of them. I think.
Well, I've got his list here just quickly, Ryan. 2015, sacked by Pauk due to unsuccessful results and raging comments about quality of the team. 2017, sacked by Galatasaray after only 10 months. 2018, sacked by Udinese after only 6 weeks. 2018, rehired by Udinese, then sacked 7 months later. 2020, sacked as Juve assistant manager after 1 season. So he sacked for being assistant manager. 2022, sacked by Hellas Verona after 1 season. 2023, sacked from Marseille or resigns from Marseille after only 1 season and publicly slams the club. 2024, lasts only 3 months at Lazio. And 2025, sacked by Juventus after 7 months. So what a fit for Spurs, eh?
I mean, this is perfect because I think now that I said it the other week, and I'll stick by it. I think Tottenham might go down. I think they will slide into it, and this geezer coming in. I mean, he ain't gonna have a fucking clue. I mean, honestly, mate, he don't know what he's inherited. I think he's just coming for a big payday. He don't give a shit. He's leaving whatever happens if they stay up or go down. But he could be. I mean, we need to think about this a bit more because maybe us slating Kudus when we sold him, he might have been Agent Kudus because we might get him back on the cheap in the summer because he might go in there and fuck shit up. You know, last year when he got sent off against them and they had that long ban, maybe this is part of the Kudus plan. Go back, relegate them, come back. But no, look, all seriousness, I mean, 2 managers gone, you know, Nottingham Forest obviously sacked Dyche. I think that's a big mistake as well. They're bringing in a manager that didn't do great at Wolves. He got sacked last year. I know he kept him up the previous year, but
it weren't
I
even
think-
his fault that they lost. They was
Yeah.
creating chances. All the shots they had, he can't stick it in the back of
I
the
mean,
net.
Sean Dyche is up for manager of the month. He could be the first manager of the month to win it and get sacked in the same month. But
Madness, mate, isn't it?
he,
Absolute madness.
I think it's good for us, if I'm being honest. I really do. You know, so if they would have gone out, if Tottenham would have gone out and got, I don't know, even if they'd have got Harry Redknapp, I'd have thought, shit, he knows the club, he knows the league, we know what he can do. If Forest would have gone out and got a proven Premier League manager, I would think, oh shit. But no, I'm Dyche is the manager you want when you're down there, and they've just got rid of him. So I think it plays into our hands perfectly.
I agree. It was worrying because obviously they've both been pushed into making the decision by our form. For fuck's sake, they've both been pushed into the position by our form. If we hadn't picked up any points in the last couple of games, they wouldn't have sacked their managers. They would have thought, oh, you know, they're pretty much. Our form has worried them. Our form has pushed them into it, and I think they've really panicked in the two appointments that they've made. You know, Spurs. I agree with Ryan. Like Spurs' next 5-6 games are fucking hard games. Like they're hard, they're tough. And Forest have got some tough ones away as well. We've picked up a bit of form, and they've panicked. Why Spurs have gone out? I was adamant that they was going to get Deserbi or whatever his name is. I was adamant that they was going to go and get him, and I thought, well, you know, he'll come in, he'll do a job. I didn't think he would stay around. But this geezer who's had these, you know, it stinks of Lopetegui for me. It's the same sort of appointment. You know, it's, you know, maybe a big name because he's had big name jobs, but really don't know what the fuck he's doing. You know,
They want Deserbi or Poch in the summer, so this is a short term thing, which is still mad to me.
Might be too
Yeah, but
fucking late.
do them two managers want to go manage the championship? I can't see it.
Do you know what, though? It's the most Spursy thing ever, isn't it? To get rid of a manager, have a little merry-go-round of managers, and then go back to the same manager again. You know, listen, mate, they're in free fall. They're in free fall, and I hope this geezer lives up to his track record and just gets sacked by the end of the season, and they're going down, because it'd be a nice bit of icing on the cake if we swap places with them. But you know, it's just if you do get this new manager bounce, it is a worry for us. You know, because we have been in a good bit of form, and I know they've got tough games, but so we've got some tough ones coming up as well.
Yeah. Well, you know, just looking at Forest, I'll just say this is, you know, it's we could talk about two clubs here, but it just crossed my mind is, you know, they've signed him. I know Vitor Pereira did a good job initially when he went to Wolves. I think he had a bit of a run. He did have a bounce with him. But what must that do to the players, right? When you've had now 4 managers in one season, that must be mad. Like for them, new coaches, new philosophies, new ideas, new training. That's got to be sending them.
I said to someone today, Dan, in work, I said, we're only 3 Nottingham Forest managers away from the end of the season, because they'll probably sag another fucking 3 by then. Yeah, it's just mental, mate. And look, I know, banter aside, I know we're having a laugh and that, but it could go the other way. Like Scott said, they could come in and have that manager bounce, and they could pick up a few results, but I just don't get it. I just don't see it. I just really don't see it. I think, like, yes, I don't know if any of you watched the overlap yesterday, but they had Big Ange on there, Postecoglou, and he spoke really well. And he was talking about Tottenham, obviously not being a big club in the terms of like they can't attract the big players and pay the wages. And that clip went out on social media, and Richarlison, who is an active Tottenham player, retweeted it on Instagram and shared it.
Wow,
that shows how much shit they're in at the moment, because some of their players don't even want to be there.
But that's the thing. This I was talking to my mates in work who are Chelsea fans. I said the problem with Spurs is that they forget they're a mid-table team. They're a top to mid-table team. They're not a big boy. They act like the big boys, and they cling on to the coattails of the big boys, but they're not one of the big boys. And you know, they keep trying to. They keep trying to live above their means, and that's the issue with them. You know, they forget they finished 17th last season. Yeah, they won the Europa League, but they finished 17th. They haven't
Oh,
really
yeah.
improved their squad.
Their false position. I got told by every Spurs fan on the planet that it was a false position. Won't be in that position again next season. Yeah, you could be 18th.
Yeah.
Well, winning the Europa League was obviously a false position. I mean, let's be honest, that was the worst final in the history of finals, and they had the easiest run ever.
I'm going to be honest with you. Anyone in this league would have won that final. Anybody.
Yeah. Apart from Man United.
No, honestly, but the two teams playing, anyone in this league at the time, maybe possibly not the bottom three, would have won that Europa Cup.
Yeah.
It was the easiest Europa Cup that anyone's ever won. It was 16th versus 17th in the final.
Yeah.
In the final.
Yeah. I mean, it's not looking good for them regardless. They may just stay up, but this is Spurs, right? So I know we said they're in a big club, but the fans, there's expectations there. I mean, for them, like this could be them for a while. Like you hinted what about them saying a false position. I spoke to Spurs fans. We'll be nowhere near it. Like if they stay up, they could be circling the drain because they all thought that Daniel Levy would go and the problems would be solved. I mean, what did they do in January? They brought in Colin Gallagher, who's done nothing like for them. And maybe I know he was good at Palace, but that's been a nothing appointment. And all the injuries that they've got, and the fact that they're in Champions League as well, this appointment, I mean, he's got a job on his hands. I mean, new manager bounce. I mean, he's going to have to be new manager miracle to be able to play and have to play at your full strength team in the Champions League. Because if he tries to play a B team, you're going to get completely humiliated. And then if you try and play a B team in the Premier League, you get relegated. So he's between a rock and hard place.
He's in a win-win situation, isn't he? Because if he keeps them up, you know, it looks good on his CV, and if they go down, he'll get a nice payoff in the summer. So it's I agree with you, mate. They can't afford to rest players in the Champions League. They definitely can't do it in the Premier League. And I think, as I said, I think it plays into our hands a bit because I feel that we struggled with Nuno in the beginning, but I think now we're starting to find our feet under him. We can see how he's trying to play. The players are starting to adapt to what he wants. The new assistant manager that's come in, Paco, has obviously made a difference as well. So, yeah, things are looking up for us, but we have to face facts. We still are in the bottom three, and we've still got our job to do. So,
absolutely, and that, I think that is the thing that we have to concentrate on. I know we're sitting there talking about it. We're talking about it. People are asking why you're talking about it because they are our nearest rivals. We have to catch them. They're the ones that we have to catch. But the fact of the matter is this. We've got a job to do, and we need to fucking do it, regardless of who their manager is, regardless of new manager bounces and all that sort of thing. They may get a temporary bounce, but then they will still, fall into the form they've been in. That happens at every club, But we still have to pick up our points. Don't worry about them. Pick up our points. We'll be okay. Can we get 6 wins out of the next 12? I believe we can.
Yeah, his first game in charge is obviously against Arsenal in the North London derby, and you're playing an Arsenal team that dropped points last night. So now they're going to be they need the 3 points.
They might be wobbling a little bit. That's a tough game.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, what a game is your first game? To be honest with you, and the thing is, we have got to win our games, obviously, but us as fans. We have to focus. We have to look at what the teams are doing around us to see, and hope that they drop points. We have to watch their games. We don't have to, but we will as fans, and we will see what managers they get or what players gets injured because it affects us. So when it comes to Spurs, I mean, I think out of the two of them, it's a real tough call where I look at the weakest thing. Obviously, we're closest to Forest. And Forest is a complete basket case. That owner, right? Listen, I think Marinakis, he obviously has the right. His heart is in the right place, unlike Sullivan. But he's mental. He's absolute. If they kept Nuno, right, they would have set up. Sacking Nuno was a crazy decision for Edu, who they've brought in, who's their director of football, who now they're all slating because he's done nothing in the transfer window, and they've got a squad now that, as El Chico said. 4 different managers, different styles of play, and the signings fit different managers.
They're a bit like what we were.
Yeah.
We're a bit like
He
what we
sacked
were.
Dyche after a January transfer. You've given him a window, and then at the end of February, you've given him a new manager. Like, so I think either of them, new manager bounced the idea that you come in and, someone like a Big Sam would do it, wouldn't he? Would tighten up the defense and make him a little bit harder to beat, and he'd grind out some wins. Like, I don't see how this new manager bounce could work necessary for these guys. I don't think Dyche was doing terrible. Like, of course, they should be beating Wolves, but they were battering Wolves off the pitch. They were still picking up points, and I think he would have done enough to keep them up. I don't think it was necessarily a Dyche issue. Could he have done better? Yeah, it's not blameless, but
let's be honest though, Dan. When you're bringing in a Sean Dyche, you're not expecting to win every game, are you? Let's be honest. His track record doesn't scream that. He doesn't. His track record screams, "Oh yeah, I'll keep you up. It ain't going to be pretty. It ain't going to be great, but I'm going to keep you up." And that's what they brought him in for. And
a bit
for
like what he
intents
done
and
at
purposes,
Everton.
he was on the way of doing that.
Yeah.
A bit like what he done at Everton, Scott.
Yeah.
It's not going to be pretty, but he will keep you up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The thing is, as well, I mean, when you're down in the dumps, you kind of need a motivator to come in, put an arm around the players and G them up. I don't see that in these two appointments. I don't see someone where you've got two teams that their morale is as low as it gets. They're on their ass, and you got these two to come and motivate them and pick them up and get them firing. And they've got to be looking at him going, like the fans. I mean, all the fans, like the Spurs fans, right, are going, what the fuck are we signing here? The players must be thinking exactly the same thing. Like, where the fuck they get this geezer from?
I'm going to be honest. This is just my opinion. I think the Forest chairman is the problem. He's the issue. You see him. It all started at the end of last season when they had that little bit of poor run of form at the end of the season. They was chasing top four, Nottingham Forest, for a long time.
He was going onto the pitch, wasn't he?
And he's going onto the pitch, and he's, and you get into a point now where you're looking at it, and he's had 4 managers in the season. He had that big fucking thing. Listen, it looks great, and we've had a similar issue with it. Looks fantastic when you keep a player there that's got a clause in his contract. But the fact of the matter is this: they don't want to fucking be there.
No,
like that and that's the issue. Like we've had it with Paquetá, we had it with Kudus, right? What's the point? There's no point in keeping the people there. Take the money, reinvest it in the squad, and he's kept him there. He looks like a fucking hero to Forest fans at the time, but look at his form this year.
Well, he looked like a hostage victim. That's what he looked like, a hostage.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're keeping people there against their fucking will. Like, and when it comes to 4 managers in a row, the players have got to be walking around that changing room going, "What the fuck is going on here? Like what can we do?" You know what I mean? Like, and that's what football players do. They don't take responsibility for themselves. They look at every other fucking factor in something like this, and they want to point at something else. You'll see it if they go down. You'll see one of the players. Well, it was chaos in there, and we couldn't fucking do this. We didn't know he was going to turn up for training next year. One day fucking Gibbs White's gone, the next day he's back, and all that. He didn't want to be. You'll see it. It's chaos, and that is like our boardroom is chaotic, and that's why we keep getting in positions where we are. But that is fucking mental. What's going on down now?
Yeah, but the thing is,
it's crazy.
I'll let me get to the comments, but I'll say this: the thing is, right? I think that what goes in our favour is, yes, we've got stuff going on at board level and we've got protests, but as far as the team goes, we look stable, steady. Our form is on the rise. Those two teams, I mean, their form is massively dipping. There's chaos all around the place. The players don't know if they're coming or going. They've got mad injuries. So, like, at the moment, even though points wise we're not in the best position, we're in the worst position, but in terms of stability and form, we're in the best position out of all of them. Like, out of us, between us, Spurs and Forest. So positive, look there. But Sharky is a member for 6 months. Brilliant. Thanks, Sharky. Thank you for being a member. We have, by the way, for the members, so we put up a pilot video for a new show, extra time with some of the people that you recognize from the fan cams. So today we put it up for the Cult Heroes as a pilot. From next week, it's going to be available Wednesday live for all members, right? Can watch it live and interact, and then it will go public after that, after it's live. So new show. If you've watched it, let us know your thoughts, put your comments on there. And
you know why they quit a pilot episode, Dan?
Yeah. Why?
No, this is true.
No, I don't know. Yeah, I've never known. I've never known.
It comes from, they call it a pilot episode because it's first to air.
First to air.
Right. Ah, yeah. I'm thinking Pontius Pilot Light. Like,
I'm thinking Pilot Light.
Yeah. So, well, this one technically won't air, but it will be the debut will be available for the
This one ain't off the ground yet. It will be on the air.
No. No, exactly. But yeah, it's so Sharky, thanks for being a member for 6 months, says Dan with his Larry shirt. Even everyone, I ain't pulled this out in a while, and as I'm dropping a bit of weight, I'm seeing, let's see how it fits. It's fitting
I've
a
seen
bit
your
better.
way into your line.
Believe it off, I'm steady. £15, mate. £15 dropped.
Back in the sofa.
That was a pack of fags you bought.
How much, Dan?
£15.
You can get 10% off if you use Nicky 10.
Yeah,
Get another
14
10 off.
£13.50. So we have Leeds fan Nicky. Can you be a Mighty Whites fan? You always be Nicky. I think he's basically saying, Nicky, I want your apology. Nicky, apologise for what you said about Leeds.
Actually, right, this is serious. I have got an apology for someone. I've got it in this bag here. There's your fucking apology right there. Stick it up your ass.
Do you know what? The only person Nicky apologizes to is Scott these days, right? He's fucking been on his knees this season, giving Scott apology after apology after apology. Has he given me one? Has he? Fuck, like, you know,
sorry.
that's if you're if you're Scott, you get apology fucking anytime you want one.
Sorry, everyone.
JB Leeds, 199 super chat. I hate West Ham staying in this league, but you will. What is it with some of these Leeds fans, right? And I know Nick's rattled some of them, right, with his mad delusional take. But apparently at Leeds, you was at Leeds, weren't you, Nick?
Yeah.
Apparently there was not Leeds. No, it wasn't. West Ham was at Leeds. It was when Leeds beat. Who did they beat on last Friday? They were singing "You're going down, Forest. You're going down with the West Ham," and I'm like, where's this beef? Is this like from the ICF days where we battered them or something, and they're like holding a grudge?
I honestly think I've started it because it was
maybe it is you. The whole stadium are fucking singing anti-West Ham songs because of you.
Yeah,
going Leeds, fucking Leeds are definitely going down. Who are they?
Do you know what? I didn't even mean it any disrespect, but it was just the people around us at the time. It could have been if it had been now, I would have been talking about Tottenham and Forest and all that. But Leeds were close. That's all. I just said I think we're better than Leeds. I still think we're better than Leeds. Leeds have had better results, but I still think we're better than them.
I'm not even gonna go there. Fair enough. Shout out to Drano Hammers, also a member for 6 months. Was a great watch. Boys done good. Obviously talking about the new extra time show with the fan cam lads. Nino here. Frank lost the dressing room months ago. Players didn't acknowledge him at all. Crazy. Because do you know what? Just quickly, I think a lot of us thought that was a good appointment because he seemed to be able to adapt and play different ways depending on his opponents. But he seemed to just be super negative at Spurs. But he was unlucky with injuries, to be fair to him.
I think there's too many egos in that dressing room for him.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to be very interested to see what Mr. Kudus will be doing next year.
That'd
be interesting.
He could be like flipping. I only wanted Chelsea.
Yeah. I was lying. Juventus was always
look, I do think Thomas Frank will bounce back. You know, the Tottenham job, him taking over from Ange after what happened last season, winning the Europa League and where they finished, it was always going to be a difficult job, but he'll bounce back. Do you know where he'll end up? I can see it now. He'll end up at Palace when Glasner goes. It's a perfect job for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you are right there, mate. So long as they stay up.
Yeah, I think Palace will be all right. I think Palace will be all right.
I don't know.
Brighton, you got to look at as well.
Yeah.
Well, Palace are on 32 points and Brighton are on 31, so I think they only need 2 or 3 wins.
Yeah, I think they've just got enough. Can West Ham win 6 games, remaining 12? They can't go down once again, 42 points and holding already. Imagine we went down, we beat our record and went down on fucking.
Well, the thing is, you're asking us to do. We've won 6 games all season. Now you're asking us to do it in 12 games. So it's got to be one hell of a run. But can it be done? Of course it can.
7 out of 9 in the great escape, mate. From the same
we've done it before, and the way we're playing, we'll pick up a few more wins. Whether we get 6, I don't know, but 4 and a few draws might be enough. It just depends on how the other results go.
We just
that's the biggest issue is the other results. That's the key thing is it's not in our own hands. You know what I mean? I'd rather be in a position like Forest or Tottenham where it's in your own hands, you know, but we're not. We're relying on all these teams to drop points or beat each other, and it's just there's a lot of combinations that we need to go our way for us to actually stay up.
Tilt your camera down a bit, Scott, so you're not looking like the guy out of Home Improvement when I put a comment up.
Like that. I'm looking over the fence.
Yeah, exactly. So you got ICWHS. Maybe the sacked managers had lost a few players in the dressing room. Spurs should get 10 points to stay up. Irrespective, let's just catch anyone.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't give a shit who goes down, to be honest.
Listen, of course, I'd rather Spurs go down. I'd love Spurs to go down. But ultimately, my main priority is West Ham up. Like, I care about that more than anything. But I'd love Spurs to go down. It'd be brilliant for football.
It'd be fun.
Ledo26 says, what dross are you guys spouting? I don't know when you started that, Nick, and what that's in relation
I didn't mean to do that. I must have done that on the way, but
I can't answer.
Listen to what we're saying and you might understand it.
Shout out to Matt Rainey, regular in the chat. Charlton are in talks with Mick Allen. I did see that.
Yeah, good move for him, I think.
Yeah.
I see someone say, we'll get onto the Pablo thing, right? I see someone on Twitter saying, like, oh, maybe now Pablo's injured, we should get Antonio back. Like, that would be a feel-good moment. It's like, nah. It's done.
Nah.
do
Like,
you know what? Yeah,
that ship sailed, mate.
Massively. With Pablo being out, it's disappointing, obviously. So, look, there are some free agents out there that we might be able to get in. Look, Jesse Lingard could be a shout for a short term to the end of the season. He's looking fit. He's looking sharp. Fuck it. Why not? Tell him to come in. Give him, last 12 games. Who knows?
Yeah. Jason says, I'm going to Bournemouth. Where are you going to be filming, Nicky? Are you going to be filming? What's the scoop? What's happening? Are we banned? Are we?
No,
is it over?
We're not banned. There's an investigation going on. I've been told there's an investigation going on, and we'll be waiting for the answers of the investigation. But until then, I'm going to carry on as I am. If they ask me to go again, then we do it again. So
there we go.
Scott was crying.
Don't worry, I'm at the game next Saturday, mate. So if they come over again, I'll help them move you. Get him out. Off of our land, you bastard.
Matt Rainey says, Nicky, what happened to your London club show with the other channels?
Do you know what? The Chelsea geezer fucked about a little bit, and it never recovered again. We couldn't find anyone, and then it got a little bit late in the day because it might be starting again next year, but obviously we don't know whether we're going to be in the league, so I wouldn't be involved. So yeah, it's still in the pipeline, but it got a bit late in the day with a Chelsea fan. So
in the meantime, you can catch me on This Is London Sundays on Football's 12th Man.
Shittest channel.
And you can catch me and Scott on London Tonight on Sunday at 6:00.
And you can catch me on Crime Watch on Sundays at 8.
Me and Scott reporting on London Tonight with fucking Matt Lorenzo.
London Tonight, bloody hell, that just takes me back. Nick and Ryan, surprised you were here now after hobnobbing in your music videos. Great song by Joseph.
Yeah, it was a great song. Yeah.
Have we fixed that bloody copyright claim yet?
I think it's all getting sorted. So
you have a look at that.
He was very apologetic about it. I said, look, it's not your fault, mate. These things happen. I mean, we got a strike once for playing a Christmas song in the background.
What do you mean? We got a strike once for someone else using our content and then putting a strike against us.
Well, it was copyright claim. Yeah. They uploaded our content. It's like. It was the bloody Men in Blazers, wasn't it? Men in Blazers used.
You know what though? We didn't get a copy strike for this.
I am the one and only.
Oh, it's every week. I love it.
Never gets old. Never gets old. So User Spoon says, why would it be good for football if Tottenham get relegated? Because everyone hates Tottenham.
Because you can. Go on, mate.
Yeah, go on. No. I mean, good for
the
the
year
lower.
without listening to Wally's. That'd be brilliant.
Yeah. It'd be brilliant.
I think what it is with Spurs fans, like with everyone loving to see Spurs go down, is just that it's just everyone hates them, don't they? Like, and their fans are so cocky, and they think they're this massive, as Nicky said earlier, this massive team that win trophies every season. They've won 10 Champions Leagues, 15 Premier League titles in their heads. And I think it'd just be the meltdown from their fans that we'd love to see. It's a bit.
They
like
need a humbling.
Yeah.
Especially as most of the season we've been getting them in their ear all saying about how we're going down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Could you remember, Nick? Right, the comments we used to get in the live chat and in the chat, right, and on TikTok at the start of the season, right after they signed Kudus, weeks and weeks and weeks, and then they beat us at our ground, and we never heard the end of it. It was constant. Then all of a sudden they're down. I don't hear from them so much anymore. They're very quiet.
They go quiet, didn't they? Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, they scatter like cockroaches once the light comes off.
They get two wins on the bounce. They're back and they're going to do this and they're going to do that. Jamie O'Hara's the worst one.
Oh, mate, that geezer's
yeah. He's, and do you know what? He's actually a nice guy, but he
to be fair, he probably is. But the way he comes across on there, and
he's a Spurs fan. That's it. That's what Spurs, he's a Spurs fan.
You listen to him when you go on there, mate. He's always trying to get. He's always fishing. Everything with him is fishing. Yeah. He's always.
But you know what the thing is, though? That's I kind of respect it because as a Spurs fan, that's what you're supposed to do. You're on a wind up. He understands that there's a rivalry. It's the Spurs fans that act like, oh yeah, we don't care about West Ham. You're not a rival. They're the worst ones because they're lying to them.
Do you know TalkSport, right? They've pissed me off a little bit because I've been on there a few times and they've put stuff on their YouTube channel. When I've got some fucking terrible abuse on their YouTube channel comments, right? They had Annie Aluko on there this week talking fucking bollocks, the biggest load of bollocks I've ever heard in my life, right? And they turned the comments off.
Yeah, listen, I've got a load of shit off there. Like, I've got shit before. Like, so, but I didn't know.
Did anyone hear that Annie Aluko fucking interview?
Yeah.
Wow. What a fucking clown.
Fair play to Simon Jordan, mate.
Yeah. Someone's got to
without getting too much. I kind of felt sorry for her because I feel like she doesn't know. It's like she doesn't know what she's saying is making her look worse. Like I end up feeling bad for her. Like, to be honest with you,
compared herself to Wayne Rooney when he was 16.
Did you see the video that was the show her shooting in training?
I see that I remember when she was on Soccer AM, mate, and she's just I don't know. She just needs to.
The thing is, mate,
she needs to stay quiet for a little while. Yeah, I'm not saying her career should be over. I don't wish that on anyone, but she needs to stay quiet for a little while and stop.
She's just digging a hole.
Disaster, mate. And the thing is, and I mean this with the greatest respect, and the women's game is doing what it's doing now, right? She played at a time when the women's game was more or less a fucking Sunday league fucking time, right? Yeah, she might have 100 and odd caps and all that, right? But you've got to understand, right? Ian Wright's name holds much more weight to getting people to watching the fucking product than any Aluko. Yeah, that's a fact. Right? They need help, and I'm all for the help. Like, they need the help they can get. They need the names. They need the star power. Yeah,
I agree, mate.
Nobody gives a shit whether you played 102 times for England when it's fucking pub football. No one gives a shit.
I agree, mate. Like what you said about Ian Wright. Ian Wright's been an ambassador for women's football for years. He's been screaming out to get on the telly, and that, why shouldn't he be involved in the punditry and things like that? I just don't get why she'd turn on someone like Ian Wright.
She wanted him to use her influence to keep her in the game, right? But you know the fucking thing is, right? And this is fact, yeah. It's so hypocritical. Sorry, the hypocrisy of it all. Because she's sitting there saying that these men are taking the fucking jobs of women, and you know there should be higher positions for. She was pundit for the World Cup, the Men's World Cup, and she was pundit for the Premier League. Like, so where was she saying then? Oh no, I shouldn't be doing that. That should be a man's job. I tell you what, why don't you get in right in here and I'll go in there? She wouldn't. PR disaster. PR disaster.
Yeah. The biggest thing that she forgets. She's actually a really bad pundit.
Yeah,
you know
she is.
There's nothing about her. There's no charisma, no character. There's like, do you know what I mean? You see certain pundits who you sit there and you look forward to watching what they've got to say or listening to what they've got to say. Sorry, because they've got a bit about them. And it's not whether it's a man or a woman. It doesn't matter. You've got to have a bit of something about you. And there is nothing
that she
about
was coming
her
out with,
whatsoever.
mate. Like, the thing is, right, she was going on, oh, well, I've got 102 caps. Brilliant. 102 caps is brilliant. You play for your country 102 times, you're doing something right. Yeah. Michael Owen has got 80 caps, and he's a fucking awful pundit. I'd rather watch I'd rather watch Clinton Morrison than than Michael Owen. It doesn't matter about your caps. It was saying like he's got 19 goals in 42 games. You do the maths, that's pretty much won a game. And I'm like, mate, come on. Like you've got to have something about you. You've got to have something about you.
Yeah. No, yeah. So, well, we'll see what happens with her. We'll be watching that with great interest. Corral, $4.99 super chat. Thank you, mate. Appreciate you as always, Corral. Says, evening, boys. Dan, that shirt is giving me a headache. Sorry about that, Corral. The way I see it, it's us or Forest. Spurs will be fine. We'll find a way to crawl out of it. Bournemouth game's huge. Don't write off their ability to Spurs things up, Corral. Don't write them off. I'm just saying their run is hard, and we don't know what this geezer's gonna do. That if we would have won that game against Man United, I think that would have been a big bit of pressure for them. Ben Big, another member for 6 months. Says, do you think we will have a good cup run, lads? What I mean, do you know what we always say? What do you guys? And then I'll get to the next super chat. Right, we've got Matt coming up. What do you guys consider a good cup run? Is it quarterfinals? Is it semis? Like
I think
semis as a good cup run.
I think as a top side, I think you've got to look at semis as a good cup run.
Then no, I don't think we'll have a good cup run.
I think the position we're in, like, no disrespect to Burton, but we should be beating Burton tomorrow, and then you're in the 5th round, and then it depends on the luck of the draw. I mean, if we could reach the quarterfinals this season, with the season we've had, we're probably looking at it and think it's the best we've done in a few years. That's a decent cup run for us, but it's not going to be an easy game tomorrow. I don't think. Burton are. I think they're in the relegation zone in League One. They haven't won in their last 6 or something like that. So, but this is going to be their cup final. This is their big payday tomorrow. Yeah. So, they're going to be up for it. You're going to have 11 players out there that are going up against Premier League players that are going to want to prove a point, because look what happened in the last round. Look what happened in the last round. Macclesfield beat the cup holders, and they've got Brentford tomorrow. So they're at Brentford at home. So there's a cause for another upset. That's the magic of the FA Cup. I just hope we ain't part of that magic of the FA Cup. And to be fair, though, it'd probably be a shock us beating fucking Burton.
Yeah.
Well, there's a reason we're always on the fucking belly.
Yeah. Obviously, we'll go into the Burton game in more detail. I just think in terms of a cup run, I just think going to a semis or quarters, we're going to get to that stage now where the games now are going to be harder, even if we get easier draws. And we're trying to be focusing on staying up. I think that's going to be a distraction. We've got Pablo injury, which we're going to talk about in a sec. I think it's a lot to ask for West Ham.
I think it's a good distraction.
Yeah,
personally,
but it's a distraction. What I'm saying is that you've got to then focus now on 2 games, and plus with the injuries we will have to realistically play our second team throughout the comp. To be honest with you,
I said this against QPR.
The thing is, Dan, is that winning breeds confidence.
Yes, Scott. I
agree.
Look where this run started. QPR in the FA Cup.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is to expect us to go to a semi or a quarter while we're in the position we're in with the fixtures we've got, with some of the injuries. It depends. Yeah, but as you get further in the comp, the draws get harder. Like you're not going to get
as well.
the
Like
level
that
of
season,
draw.
we went down under Reverend Grant. We got reached the semi-final of the League Cup that year.
Yeah, and we was on fucking course to fucking get in the final.
And we
I'm
should
just
have been in the
saying.
final.
I'm not saying it's impossible. What I'm saying is I don't expect it to happen.
No, yeah, I totally understand that, because as you go on, the bigger teams that get through, they take it a little bit more serious. The only thing I hate is that I hate the semi-finals at Wembley. I think there's nothing worse than being a team that loses at Wembley in the semi-final. The semi-final should never be at Wembley. You know, the whole point of getting to Wembley is the final. Yes. So when you play in the semi-final, it takes away that magic of going there in the final. Don't get me wrong, we'd all want to be in the final, but they should go back to Villa Park and Hillsborough and Old Trafford, like the stadiums that they used to play them in back in the day. Because
ours would probably be one, wouldn't it?
Yeah, look when we beat Middlesbrough at Villa Park, how magical that was. And then you got the trip. Obviously, we didn't go to Wembley; we went to Cardiff. But the whole point of getting to a final is to play at these big stadiums. So I think now the Wembley's paid for, and I know why the FA done it, but they make enough money through the concerts that they do there and everything else they do there. Go back to fucking neutral grounds for the semi-finals, and that might bring back a bit more of the magic of the FA Cup.
Yeah, 100%, mate. I fully agree. We've got a lot of questions about La Madrid, so we're going to answer this. Let me just get to this super chat from Matt Pearson, a $5 super chat. Thank you very much, Matt. Hope you're well. It says, looked at Spurs' remaining fixtures. I don't see more than 2 wins for them. They're tough, mate, and I hope you're right. That Arsenal game is going to be mad. But yeah, like I said, it's hard to see, but football, you never know. But hopefully they don't get more than 2. A lot of questions about La Madrid in the chat. Apparently, he scored again tonight. He's been in good form for the second team, for the under 21s. Calls for him to start. I don't know whether it's if need be. At this juncture, maybe I'd start him over Traore. He's not going to start tomorrow if he's playing tonight. But
yeah, exactly.
Maybe just keep him developing as he's going instead of rushing him in. If he's doing well for the under 21s, let him run that form through and then bring him up rather than like rushing him into a team that's fighting for the lives and putting that pressure on him. That's just my opinion.
He looks good from what I've seen of him so far, and obviously if he's scored again tonight, it's brilliant for him. He might be involved in the squad tomorrow, match day squad. Take him up there. You never know. Starting him, yeah, I don't think they'll start him, but it looks like he's got a bit about him, and he could be one for the future, like in the next couple of seasons.
That's the thing, isn't it? It's just letting him educate yourself to England and to the Premier, to be around the Premier League squad, to be around the first team, but just continue to play his football with the under 21s. It's silly. We've got other players that need minutes. Traore needs minutes if he's ever going to be any use to the first team. So he needs to start tomorrow. But I can get why people are saying it and why, because we don't want injuries to the Somervilles and the Bowens and stuff like that. But yeah, I think it's too soon. He's still trying to adapt. And obviously he wasn't signed to be a first team starter. So I think it'd be a bit crazy to chuck him in, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree.
Moving on then, as we spoke about, Pablo, Nuno has basically said there's no time frame for his return. It sounds to me like he could be out for a while. We was hoping he'd be back for Burton, or at least after Burton, but it could be a while. And it's a huge blow for a player, and I know some fans don't rate him, and he ain't been banging in goals, but he is one of the players that has allowed us to play in that 2 up top in that new way, and not being able to do that, I just think we lose a lot going forward, and we was able to do it with Wilson the previous week, against Burnley. In it, we played Wilson and Tatty up top, but he's not going to do that every week. I don't think that Wilson has it in him, or Nuno don't think he has it in him to start up top with Tatty every week, which is why we reverted back to 1 up top. So that on that fact, we lose his energy. I think that's a really big blow for us, and people don't realise how big a blow. We can still win games, of course, but we was really ticking with that. him and Tatty up top, man.
Yeah.
That's really disappointing.
That's the thing, mate, and it's more because of the work rate that the two of them put in up there. You know, Pablo was never going to come in and smash in goals like he was in Portugal. You know, I said that when we signed him. It's a completely different league. But the effort he put in, the work rate he puts in, he causes defenders problems. You know, defenders have always got to be wary about him either shutting them down. Same with Tatty. You know, Tatty's not a prolific goal scorer, but his work rate and his link-up play and that he puts defenders under pressure, it all adds to that. The intensity of our play increases because we've got players like that in the side. And, you know, to lose him now when, like you said, we were getting that sort of intensity, we were seeing it game by game increasing. You know, and Wilson's not that type of player. Wilson will run. Wilson will do what Wilson does. And hopefully in games where we can play the pair of them up front, we'll start seeing Wilson score. But it is a big blow losing that type of player. You know, he's not, he wasn't the best. But at the end of the day, a bit like when we relied on Antonio, people were sitting there criticising Pablo's first touch. How many times have we seen Antonio try and trap a ball and it ends up 20 yards in front of him or 20 yards behind him? Do you know what I mean? It's the intensity and the work rate that sometimes these players bring in that allows the team to progress. And that's what we were seeing with Pablo.
Yeah. And just quickly to Rich's point, I do remember talking about this, that it was being reported that Pablo was injured and we signed him injured. And we've seemed to have played him through the injury. And lo and behold, now he's out for a while. So I guess Nuno really wanted him and took the gamble. And it paid off for a few games, and then until it didn't. You know, so crazy.
Yeah, it's the game. I do feel sorry for Pablo. You know, it's not nice. He was found himself in the first team. As I said, he hasn't scored, but he's been effective. You know, and to find him, I don't know how long. They haven't put a time frame on it, which always worries me that it's going to be a lot longer than what we think. But look, Pablo being out, someone mentioned in the chat there, which is a good point. We've done well against United without him the other night, so we just got to find another way now of playing. Like, I wish he was involved, but we just have to move on there and try to find another formation or another partnership that can win us games.
Yeah. But that's on Nuno. That's the thing. What Nuno's got to do. I mean, eventually, it took him long enough to get that. Well, it took him the players, to be honest. Once he had the players, he was able to switch it up. So hopefully, he has the answer now. You know, we still put in a good performance against Man United offensively. It was more again same problems defensively.
No, I'm not having that.
We can have it. But it's the same problems across. Fucking
come in, but it wasn't. There's
it's the same problem. But it's the same. No, you can stop the cross. You stop the cross, Nick. That's what you do.
I'm not having it. I don't think it's the same problem. I think it was that's very harsh to say it's the same problem.
We've conceded another cross.
We've conceded a goal, yes. We've conceded a goal, but I don't think.
No, we've conceded another cross. That's what our problem is. Aerial.
Oh, okay.
But Dan, that was a good finish, mate.
Yeah.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's the same thing. Crosses.
Yeah,
it's a good finish.
I'll be honest. If that player tries to do that another 9 times, he misses every single time.
No, but the finish is there. But he was allowed to come in and run in and get in front of his last. It's a great finish.
Yeah, listen. I know what you're saying, but you can't stop.
We're conceding another cross.
But
you can't stop crosses into the box.
No, you can't. Not
you can't, mate. If you're about fucking 5 yards away from the geezer.
Yeah, I totally agree. I said this when we done the post-match pint. We were far too deep. We were dropping off. You know, we criticised Roger Johnson when he backed off. See some of the backing off in the Man United game in the last 10 minutes that we were doing.
So the same problem then.
Yeah,
so it's the same problem.
No, that's what I'm saying. But that's backing deep. Off. Yeah, sitting deep and backing off. Yeah. But the mad thing is I was listening to Talksport away at work this morning, and Dean Saunders said, you know, him and Alan Brazil were talking. It's like defenders don't know how to head the ball anymore.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Because all they've done, this is what they said. For the past, since Pep's come into the Premier League, it's been centre half's got to pass it out from the back. So the emphasis has been a centre half to be able to pass the ball instead of actually defend. And now we're getting to this situation where we're struggling to find defenders that can actually defend. You know, as much as he ain't everyone's cup of tea, Harry Maguire, solid defender, solid in the air, a defender that can actually defend. How many of them now do you see in the Premier League?
I'm going to say this. I think especially with the bit of a renaissance that we've been on. I think Mavropanos has been fantastic.
He's been brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
He's been fantastic.
Yeah.
And he can fucking head the ball. So, but in general, I do agree. Like in the old days, a defender used to fucking head the ball, and he used to head it with a purpose.
Yeah.
It just seems like they're fucking like 50p heads. They're just getting their head to it and fucking wherever it goes. Like I agree. Like there ain't a lot of good headers of the ball. I was a good header of the ball when I was playing. I could get underneath the ball and I could.
You worked for it.
Well, when I was a kid, I was a good header of the ball, but I wasn't too much in my fucking adult times. But when I was a kid, I was a good header of the ball. Like,
right, I'm not so sure.
he knows I was a good header of the ball. That's all I could fucking do. I couldn't play with my feet much, but.
Was you a good header of the ball when you could have actually get to the ball and head it?
Why do you think he's got no ear?
So yeah, well, let's look at
No, I'm going to fuck
in
off.
the ball, completed it, mate.
Well, let's finish off looking at the Burton game. Tomorrow, 12:30, I believe.
12:15.
Yeah, 12:15, even earlier. Bloody hell, that is an early kickoff. Yeah, going into it, look, it's a game where we should be able to feel like we can win, but we can't take it for granted. But we got to use this as an opportunity to rest key players, the Bowens, the Somervilles, and play it. Souček, yeah, like players like that who. Fernandez, even those key players, because you can see them the way that we've been playing, right? And even though we annoyingly in the past few games do that thing where we sit back and soak up pressure, but you can see the team been since the Chelsea game or even before working for the full 90, like working their asses off, fighting tooth and nail to try and grind out results. It's going to catch up. It's going to take the time. We want them to be able to do that again. So this is a really good opportunity now to rest some players and still have some players in there that can go and do the job, I think. So I think he's got to do that.
I'm with you, mate. I don't want to see Bowen. Bowen will be involved on the. I don't want to see Bowen on the pitch unless he's desperate. He looked tired against United in that second half. He looked very tired. He's played nearly every minute of every game. We don't need him to beat Burton, and that's no disrespect to Burton. We shouldn't need him to beat Burton, But then again, we shouldn't have needed Declan Rice to beat Kidderminster, but we did. But Joe, this is the worry. I think winning breeds confidence. You've got to go there tomorrow and win the game.
I agree,
but you've got to protect Bowen. I don't want to see Fernandez in the starting 11, and I don't really want to see Somerville in the starting 11.
To be honest with you,
the world a chance.
I think Souček should have a rest as well.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I think you got Potts and Magassa. They can start in midfield, no problem.
Yep.
Yeah, Ariola will come back in. The back four will probably be Walker Peters. I'd play Kilman alongside Disassi. I'll give him more minutes, and Ollie Scholes at left back. You said you got Magassa and Potts, and then I'd probably. Do you know what? I'd probably start Tatty up front just to give him a few more minutes, and then it's up to Nuno.
I think Tatty, he's sort of in a bit of a goal scoring. Well, he's not in goal scoring, but he scored his Prem goal. If he gets another goal, I think that would do his confidence some good.
Maybe change the formation a bit and start him and Callum Wilson together up top.
Yeah, you could.
I put Traore on.
Yeah, Traore got to definitely play.
Traore should start. Yeah, like as much as he ain't being like he should be flat track bully against these.
The thing is, as well, it's a chance to. Kilman's the one. It's a chance to get some of these players into a bit of form. Like, there's a couple of them that need to start. Like Magassa, he had a great game against Man United. He dropped off, lost his place in the starting lineup, and then he come on the other night and he looked lively again. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to need them. We're going to need, especially with Pablo injured, we're going to need these players. Like, even Kilman. Like, tomorrow is the last game we're going to be missing Todibo. Yeah? So Todibo comes back after tomorrow. Yeah, and he was in good form. So, like, if he struggles against Burton, just take that shirt off of him and say, son, just do yourself a favour and fuck off and don't come back the rest of the season.
Yeah. He's got.
Just down holiday or something.
You've even got to look at Kante maybe getting some minutes.
Yeah.
We've seen him there and thereabouts. I don't know whether he's played for the under-21s tonight, but he's been on the fringes of the first team. So you're looking. You've got Potts, like we said, Potts and Magassa. You could potentially play one of them for a half and bring on Kante for the second half. The thing is, the youngsters have played these lower league teams.
They play most of these teams in the under-23 cup, didn't they? And so the thing is, as well, what we need to be careful of is, I know like Burton, but Burton are the top scorers in the FA Cup this season. They've obviously played more rounds, obviously with qualifying rounds and everything, but they're going to be so up for this game. So the crowd are going to be up for it. We're not going to be used to these surroundings. You know what pampered Premier League football players are like. They like these big 60, 70,000 seat stadiums to play in. So they don't like the tight tunnels and the tight dressing rooms and things like that. So it's going to be. We'll see. We'll see how serious Nuno's going to take it when that starting lineup comes out tomorrow.
Yeah. That's it. But like that could be our year. We could be holding that. But yeah, like Nick said, I think that threw me the FA Cup. I was going to agree with Nicky on something, and it's gone now. So you had your chance, Nick.
That's the first. You agree with Nicky?
I know. Well, the moment's gone now. I can't remember what I was going to agree with. So, I mean, all right. Let's say in that, on the assumption that he is going to basically play our B team, right? Because I still think our B team against a Burton, I think there's a lot of good players in there that should do the job. But assuming he plays the B team, what's your prediction like for the game?
It'll be tough. It'll be tough because like a lot of these teams that were down there, it's obviously lacking quality, but they're seasoned professionals. A lot of them, like some of them have been big players before and played the good level and all that, and they're at the end of it. So you have to be on your game because they can see the weaknesses. You can't show them any weaknesses because they will see it. So we have to be careful, but we shouldn't have any trouble. We shouldn't. But, famous last words.
No, I agree. I mean, we should have enough in that team tomorrow. Whatever team starts, we should have enough to see out that game. I'm not saying it's going to be comfortable. I mean, I'd love for us to go there and win 3-4-0 and be comfortable, but it's probably not going to be like that. It could be like a 2-0 win or something, but I think we'll all take that as long as we just win the game and get through and no one gets injured. But look, it's going to be tough. I'm looking forward to watching it. It's it's one of them. It's one of them ones where someone's just put there 3-1. It's one of them ones 3-0 up in the 94th minute. You'd allow them to score to have that moment. You know what I mean? So as long as we're 3-0 up and it's the last kick of the game, I'll have that.
I think it's going to be a ton.
We score late.
Yeah, I think it'll be 2. I think we'll win it 2-1. I think we might concede first, and it gets a bit nervy, and then we come back in it. I would like to see a Fernandez come on maybe early in the second half. You give him 40 minutes because I think Fernandez is young and he hasn't really shown the signs of tiring so much. So I think you bring on a player like Fernandez, I think he will boss it if we need. He's that secret weapon.
Just keep him there just in case.
Do you know what I want? I want our B team or whatever team puts out to be so comfortable that we don't even have to bring these players on. I really don't want to. Because the problem you've got is if you're 3-0 up and you're cruising and you bring on a Fernandez or a Bowen, their players are going to go in hard and put in tackles because and that's the last thing you want is one of our key players getting injured, especially with this running. We had
that with Bowen before, didn't we? When he had the last injury.
I would rather lose than get Bowen, Somerville, or Fernandez injured in that game and go through. I'll be honest with you, I'd rather lose the game. Like if it came down to that, so you're right. Like we really got to be careful of that. So I hope you're right, mate. We can.
The crazy thing is, right, is we sit there and say, we need to rest these players and all that. And if we go back to when we were doing well under Moyes, we played the same players practically week in, week out. Every single game. It's mad.
In two comps.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? Like I think it's because we are where we are.
Yeah.
Why we're more saying it now, because there's a lot more riding on things now of not being in the Premier League. But listen, I think tomorrow it's going to go one of two ways. It's either going to be a nice, thumping, comfortable win, or we're going to lose 1-0.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of them two.
Is it? Does it go extra time penalties tomorrow? It has to finish on the day, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's finishes on the day. Yeah. It goes up to the quarterfinals or the semi-finals.
And let's be honest, we don't want extra time, because that's extra football we got to play, and then you have to bring on the
no VAR. No VAR.
I was literally just about to say that it's another game, no VAR. We can look forward to being old school football again, just relying on the linesman and the refs' decisions. Someone asked what channel.
We'll lose 1-0. There'll be a fucking goal that's about 4 yards offside, and we'll be fucking winded.
Someone asked what channel it's on. I think it's on TNT, isn't it?
TNT.
Yeah. Oh, it's on TNT. Okay.
Yeah, I think all the FA Cup games are on TNT. Well, I think most of them are on TNT.
What happened to BBC, eh? Fucking put the license fee up and fucking give us less football.
I think they
were on Discovery Plus last time.
Eh?
It was all on Discovery Plus last time.
That is TNT. I think it's the same.
Yeah, it's the same thing, yeah.
But far too many channels you got to pay for to watch football. It's ridiculous.
That's what I'm saying. They put the license fee up and don't give you all the FA Cup.
No, just don't pay the license fee, Dan. The BBC should have been defunded years ago, mate.
Oh, yeah, I do encourage everyone not to pay the license.
Don't pull out your Epstein files. Let's wrap up before that all gets deep.
So, yeah, there we go. So I'm saying 2-1. I think, Ryan, you said 3-1, right? Nick,
well, no, I said 3-0, but I'm happy to let them score at the end. If it is 3-0,
3-0.
2-1.
2-1 as well. Scott?
I think 3-0. I think we'll be comfortable.
Okay, wow. Me and Nicky are the same. You and Ryan the same.
As long as we're in the act for the 5th round draw on Monday or Sunday, whenever they're doing it.
Oldies against Air.
Yeah.
You'll be with us. Don't you laugh, Scott? You'll be with us in the next couple of seasons. You've only got about.
You've been saying that since we started this channel, mate.
3 haircuts I'll give you, and then you'll be on our side.
Scott's got the Mark Noble haircut.
Brilliant. Listen, big thank you everyone for joining us, all the super chats, the members, the regular chatters, people that do it, the old like button on your way out. And don't forget, check out OK Jerseys if you want a jazzy shirt like this, or just a regular West Ham shirt, or a Maiden shirt, or an England shirt, an Ireland shirt, any shirt, right? Any shirt, internationals, clubs, fucking Larry ones, anything you want. okjersey.com. Code Nicky10 for 10% off, which means 15 quid, 10% off. That's £1.50 off. So you get it for £13.50 for a shirt. Happy days, mate. Happy days.
Exactly, mate.
I will have to remember to keep saying this. Size up. Do size up.
Do size up, yeah.
Because this Chinese, they ain't got a load of fat bastards like us over there. So, yeah, they a medium is more like a small. So if you're
if not, whack yourself up with a fat jabs until it fits.
Yeah, apparently. Just quickly, did you see like beer sales are plummeting because everyone's on these jabs? Because when you're on the jab, drinking makes you physically sick. Like drinking alcohol is horrible. So all these like Heineken apparently reporting loads of losses because people are on these fat jabs. Yeah. People can't drink on them.
Wonder if they're alcohol-free beers up.
Maybe, but yeah. But apparently, fuel. The airlines are saving on fuel because people ain't as fat now.
Oh, fuck off!
Serious, the airline.
I'm bollocks to that. End this stream right now. I'm not having this.
Look it up. I'll send you the link.
Let's stop now. Come on, let's go.
Dan, I'll tell you something about the beer companies once we're offline.
Oh God! Right.
Oh, here we go. Right. Scott, fucking inside information. He's like Panorama, Scott.
It's going to be some sort of horror story to try and put you off drinking beer, like he does everything else, isn't it?
It's a true story, but go on.
All right. Maybe we'll share that for the members. Thank you all for watching.
JD. Do you know what? I forgot I had this. I was clearing out fucking. It's a massive bottle as well.
How long you had that?
Look.
Fucking bloody hell. What's how many litres is that?
Is that a big bottle or you just like that geezer out of fucking Britain? Right,
It's a 1.75 litre.
Bloody hell.
Tell you what.
We
Merry
should,
Christmas,
we should do
Ryan.
that thing, where he passes it through, and I'll get one of them little miniature boxes. Go, thanks for that.
I feel like I've just won the Man of the Match award. Look. Cheers, lads.
Bloody hell. But yeah, brilliant, everyone.
One thing left to say.
Come on, you irons.
Come on, you
Go on, you irons. Up the irons.